Yes, this is the reason why we need to be in witness protection. So what started me to leaving from my grandmother's house and staying in the car, cause she was like, even my grandmother, we had went out to the back, right? She was like, I'm gonna show you something, cause I was terrified, y'all. I was scared to drive. I was shaking. I was so scared. I was just scared to even be out here because I knew he was tracking me, and I didn't know when he would come up and, do something to me. So, I was just scared because that's scary for somebody to be watching you. They know your every move, but you don't know where the hell they at. You're not concerned about where they at, but they know your every move. He put every car I get, he put a track on there. Every phone I get, he put a track on there. And there was some kind of way that I found. I know how he's doing it now, but I'll get to that later. So the reason why I left my grandmother's house, because my daughter, she was like 3 at the time, and she told me some disturbing information about her grandfather, okay? And it was a whole ordeal with that. And the pressure of what my ex was doing, plus what she had told me, then my cousin got murdered. My grandmama had to, well, no, hold on. Well, this was before she had the strokes. And this was before my cousin got murdered. I got in my car and I went to this little building. I parked my car out there, and my 3 little kids was in the back seat, and I was just crying. I'm talking about I was crying so hard, y'all, for a long time. I was just sitting out there crying, and they was in the back seat just playing. They didn't even realize what was going on. So the lady that was in the building came out and saw me sitting out there crying. And she asked me what was wrong. And I told her what was wrong. And I told her everything that I had went through up until that point. And I didn't know only thing I could think about was protection for me and my kids. I didn't want them to go through any more hurt how I had already went through. And so that's the only thing that was on my mind, is trying to get us all to protection. I wasn't trying to hurt. I didn't even make a scene. I didn't do none of that. But people started getting in group chats, talking about this stuff, like sending it out to everybody. And I was quiet, because I don't deal with problems like that. I don't put people out there like that. A lot of time people put themselves out there, then they try to come back and say, well, it's you. No, it ain't me. I'm just going to act accordingly to what happened in situations. I ain't going to spread it to the world unless you steal my money or I feel like my life is in danger. I ain't going to tell nobody nothing. But they started spreading this out, saying I was crazy all over the United States, saying I told my daughter to say something that I would never do it. I would never put some, hey, go say that. I would never do that. I would never do that. And so, we at the place, and the lady, I told her, and she was like, she gave me a card, and she paid for a couple of nights at this hotel room, and I stayed there. And the next day, me and my kids, like I told y'all, he was tracking me. So me and my kids get in my car, in the truck, and we go. I take them to the park, but on the way back, I'm on this busy street. I'm getting ready to turn. This street always got traffic. Never not have traffic. You hear me? So I try to make a right, y'all. I can't stop. So immediately in my mind, I said, he done came over here and did something. While I was up in here, he done been out here. He done did something to my brakes, because he always do stuff to my cars to make them not work. So in my mind, as I'm going and can't stop, I'm not showing the kids that I'm in distress, because I don't be want, I don't be wanting them to know how bad stuff be. I be wanting them to just stay in child mode, because I'm going to protect you. If somebody come and attack, they going to kill me. Y'all can go run on and go get help. That's what I always tell them. If somebody attacking me, you run out the house and go call 911. Do not stay there trying to fight with me. But I got one. I got two of them. I know that they ain't going to do that. I know they going to try to fight with me. But hopefully they will listen to me, because, and I'm if something happened to me, I'm going to try to place protection for them as well, for them to go somewhere. I would almost rather them be in foster care than, I ain't lying. I'm not lying. That's just how I'm looking at the situation now. But anyway, so what they did was, so I couldn't stop, and immediately I said, yeah, he done been out here, he done did something to my brakes. So I go to that hotel and I make some calls and I meet up with my ex-mama. Y'all, I'm telling y'all, all these people coming together, it ain't sitting well with me now. Now that I'm sitting here looking at it, you feel me? I'm like, okay, so you was a part of it. You were damn near everybody. So yeah, okay. I call her. She come, and she had this dude to come up there to fix my brakes. But he didn't, because he said when he went out there, my truck ran him over and all that type of stuff. Just bull crap. So she offered for me to come and stay over there with her for a while. So I go over there. And when I go over there, my truck, I take it to the other mechanic. I said, somebody is trying to hurt me. And the mechanic said, no, somebody is trying to kill you. So I go to get rotors. I get a whole new, he was like, you're going to almost need a whole new braking system. You're going to need a whole new braking system. Because he tried to put brake pads. He tried to put rotors. He tried to do everything to them brakes. And nothing worked. He said, you're going to almost need a whole new braking system. That's how bad my brakes was. So anyway, after that, I think that's when my cousin, I was staying over there with my ex-husband mama. My cousin got murdered. He was on the police force. Then like a few days later, my grandmama had 2 strokes. I'm talking about all this going on at one time. And I'm like, wow. I'm like, this ain't all this here going on like this here. I ain't never seen all this devastation. All this devastation going on at one time. He trying to kill me. My father won't let me come stay with him. Doing stuff to my brakes. My cousin got murdered. I got a whole house I can't even go live in. My grandmama had 2 strokes. And here I am homeless. But I was transitioning, going further to Little Rock. And if I had known what I know now, when I went to Little Rock, when I was making that transition to get the hell on, I wouldn't have told nobody. Not even the people I thought I was trusting at that time. I wouldn't have told them either. I wouldn't have told. And now looking back on it, I wouldn't told nobody shit when I came back. You know, it's amazing. I'm talking about when I left, all hell broke loose. Whatever happened when I left, they had to get, oh, we got to get her back. We got to get her back stuck. But hell no. No, it ain't going to be none of that, because what they should have did was left me the hell alone. Because now they done open up a whole nother can of worms that they don't want to have to deal with. Because I said I wasn't going through this shit no more. That's what I said. And they think they going to put me back to go through it again? I don't think so. So I just hope they ready. Because if anything happened to me or my children, everybody involved, the first people they going to look at is everybody involved, including the people around me. And that's all I'm going to say. And I have every right to defend myself, because I ain't did nothing to nobody. But anyway, let me get back on it. So I already had an apartment going to Little Rock, but little did I know, I'm sitting up here talking to people that's taking now I know that was taking information back to the people I was running from. I see the whole thing now. Everybody been involved in this shit. You got people right now. I'm talking about calling my landlord. The people I thought, I'm reaching out for help. People going behind me, communicating with people that I'm reaching out for help with. And the people that they reaching out to is telling me what they done said. I got it recorded, made police. I'm just telling you. People like, wow, you do. I mean, people are really looking at it like, y'all doing your own family like that? They are saying this to me. Like, I feel so sorry for you. Real talk. It's to that point. And so, yeah, so she takes me over to, we go, because the guy over here, he couldn't fix the brakes. Then we go over to Helena. And I talked to the little mechanic dude. He break down and started crying. He said, hey, whatever y'all got going on, I hate that, because you seem like a nice person. He said, but I feel bad because they paid me to put your brakes on backwards. And he said, I don't even want to be responsible for fixing this car. He said that. And I took my car and it stayed overnight because it had went out. I couldn't drive it. And I took it over there to the library. So when I come back the next day to put my car, the gear in the shelf, you know, because I had one of them little stick, you know how you had a stick thing in there? I was pulling it back to reverse. My whole gear shift came out. So overnight, somebody had came over there and did something to make my gear shift come out. So I couldn't move my van, my truck. And it was a little white dude sitting by that library door watching me the whole time on the phone. While I'm sitting over there, my gear shift is stuck. And came up. I took pictures, but every time I take pictures and I get ready to reach out to go get help, they make my whole phone cut off. So they call themselves not letting me have the evidence of what they've been doing. But when that gear shift came out, I had to get somebody over there to fix that. And I'm like, wow, this is just too much. All this. So they ended up fixing it. And at the time, he was sneak out. Like when I brought my car back, after that, it was time for me to go and move then. So my car was on his last leg. It was getting ready to break down and all that. That's how bad he was doing stuff to that car. So I wouldn't have a vehicle to be able to move around. didn't want me to get help. They don't want me to get no help. But I don't care this time. It done went too far.